What's going on, guys? It is your boy Mars, and today we are going to tune more road racing cars. I really liked the whole road racing video, so I was gonna let's make some more tunes, some more road racing cars. As you guys can see, I am in a Mustang, one of the iconic cars for road racing. So this one is a different bracket, different horsepower, and yeah. So let's go right to the hub real quick. Show you how much horsepower this car has. Damn, he just cut me like that. So yeah, we're gonna tune this road race car, one of the iconic cars for road racing. This is gonna be for lower miles per hour brake boost. So it's gonna brake boost around 40 brake boost car. And then you let go, it spins like a little bit, but it grips like crazy. You can also do it at 50 if you like. Kind of like that. Alrighty, so this car right here, I finished tuning it. Did real good with it. I like it. I like the whole tune on it. Of course, it's an iconic car that everybody uses for the road racing scene and FL2K scene. So I said, hey, let me make this car. Let's go to the hub. I can show you the build on the car. Alrighty, so this car, I did a different bracket. Last car was a Supra. The Supra had about 1,000 horsepower, and on this one I made it for 800 horsepower. So I wanted to make 800 horsepower flat. So let's go to the conversions. I left the original motor on it. Of course, the car is going to be rear-wheel drive. I did not put the twin turbos on it. I left it with that supercharge. So on the build, let's see, I put certain things and some things I didn't take off so I can leave the car at 800 horsepower flat. I didn't want to do like 801 or anything like that. So this is an 800 horsepower bracket, 2013 Ford Shelby GT500, an iconic car that everybody uses for the road racing scene. So I was like, let's make this car. Got 800 horsepower. I have 717 horsepower. You guys can always play around with it with the parts. Sometimes you guys can get more torque out of certain parts and stuff like that. But besides that, right now it has 800 horsepower with 717 torque, and the car is weighing at 3,006 pounds. So I did put the race intake. Did not put the fuel system. Left that stock. Coming towards the ignition, I did put the ignition. On the exhaust, I did put the exhaust on there. I put the second stage cams on it, and then I did put the race valves on it. On the block, I did not put anything on the block. On the pistons, I did put the third stage pistons. On the supercharger, I left it alone. I left the stock supercharger on the vehicle. With the intercooler, I left the intercooler alone. And the oil and cooling, I put the third stage oil and cooling on the vehicle. Now with the flywheel, I left the flywheel alone. I left it as stock. Now let's go to, so that's how I have it so that it can be at 800 horsepower. Let's go to the brakes. I got the brakes on there. I pretty much put everything on here. It's gonna be race on here. So I wanted to make a 800 horsepower flat Mustang. I fully weight reducted the car. And now let's go to the clutch. I put everything on here. It's gonna be race. Let's do that. Now let's go to the tires. On the tires, I did put the race tires, of course. On the front, left it at the 265s. On the rear, I put it at 315s in the rear. Then I put some really lightweight wheels. There are the Well Sports, the TC05 105s. I put those wheels on there. On the sides of the rims, I left it alone. I got the 19 in the front and that 20 in the rear. So I left it alone, and then I did not do anything with the body at all. I could put the lighter hood. I just didn't like how it looked, so I left it alone. But if you guys want to put the lighter hood, you guys can. So I didn't. Just wanted to make the car more original. Left it more stock. So I did it like that. Now let's go outside. Show you guys the tune on the car. So yeah, this car is really nice. It's a little heavy on the heavy side. But with the 800 horsepower, it fits real good with the bracket. When you guys do any road racing scene and you guys want to do the 800 horsepower, this will be a nice car to bring out. One of the iconic cars that they use. The cars that they use on the FL2K and all the road racing scenes and stuff like that will be like they use these Mustangs. They use Corvettes like ZR1s. They use the newer Stingrays. They use GTRs. They use a lot of Supras. What else? They use Vipers. I've seen RX-7s. So yeah, they have a nice little bracket of cars that you always see. But normally, the normal cars will be a Supra, Corvette, Mustang, GTR. Will probably be like the number one cars you normally will see, and then sometimes somebody will bring out like a rare car to the scene, like a Camaro or a Cadillac or RX-7. But normally you'll see these on the road racing scene, and so I'm gonna tune the normal cars, and then I'm gonna bring those cars out here for you guys. Alrighty, so right now let's show you the settings. On my settings, I have everything pretty much turned off. Got the car manual with clutch. Now let's go to the cars, tune cars. So I have the front tire pressure all the way at 55. So I wanted the car kind of be lifted off. I didn't want that tire to be touching the ground. I wanted, less contact on the ground. So I put it 55. On the rear, we wanted the most footprint on the ground. So I put it at 15 on the rear. So I can get that initial footprint on the rear. So I can have more grip on that. I have more traction. So I put less pounds on the rear. Now the tune, it's going to be a 3 on the final drive, and then that first gear is 2.90. But the car is going to be a second gear tune and up, because we road racing, so we're going to be on second gear to start the road race. So it's going to be at 192. I could put it at 190 as well, but I left it at 192, so it was kind of like I liked it right there. On third gear is 150, fourth gear is 120, fifth gear is 1, and sixth gear is 85. Now with alignment, I did put positive camber, of course less footprint, so it helped me out a lot. So I put it at that positive 5. Everything else was zeroed out, and then I have that angle at 7 on the angle. So then I have it at a 65 on the anti-roll bars. The springs, I have it at 217 and 594. I have the car raised all the way up in the front, and then I have it in the middle, sort of right in the middle a little bit. On the rear, I wanted the rear be dropped. I want the air to travel from the front and then push the rear down, so I can have more traction on that rear. So I put it at 7 in the rear. Then I put the suspension soft in the front at 2.5 and kind of stiff at 6, 2.5 and 6. I didn't want to max it out on the rear, so I left it at 6 in the rears, and then really soft in the front. So it initially lifts up when you let go of the brake. When you brake boosting, you let go of it, and it'll initially lift up the vehicle from the ground. So that's what you kind of want. Besides that, nothing with the aero. I did do a little bit with the brake balancing. Put more towards the rears on 55%, and then I put the pressure at 120, so I can control that brake boost. After that, the differential, I left it at 100 and 100. So that's pretty much the tune for this car. So that's pretty much the ideal thing to do, is control the mile per hour with the brake button, but you are going to fully press gas all the way, and then control it. So right now what you're going to do is kind of press the gas and then start pressing the brake a little bit as well, until you press the gas all the way down, and then you're controlling your miles per hour with your brake. So the harder I put the brake, the lower I go. The less I put the brake, the higher my miles per hour go. So this car is going to be about a 40. So I set it to about 40 with a brake boost, and then you can just let go after you honk 3 times. And then it'll kind of like spin a little bit, but it grips. I didn't want it to bog on me, so I didn't want that gear to be too long. This car just takes off, backfiring like crazy, taking off really good. You can also do it on 50 if you want to do about a 50, but the car was going to try to spin out on you. Like right now it's trying to spin. You hear it? It's already like spinning. So I set it so it could be 40, but you can also just not brake boost, but launch it at 50. Just honk 3 times to somebody next to you, and just step on the gas. The car will, like on the controller, you'll feel the car like starting, like it's kind of spinning, but when you look at it, you don't hear the spin. You just see the car gripping. Basically, you want the acceleration to be on point. You don't want it to be dying out on you. So yeah, this is pretty much the tune for a road race car, guys. Hope you guys like the tune. This is a 800 horsepower bracket car. I'm gonna make some more different ones. Gonna make probably 600s, 500, and probably some 700s and stuff like that. So yeah, like always, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys around with another tuning video. Peace out, guys.